next is stress testing. So stress testing is this is, you can say, extension to your system's limits. Okay, so as the name suggests, you just want to stress your system to a certain level. Let's say in load testing we define, okay, we are good with if your system is good enough to handle 20,000 concurrent heads with a 2,000 transactions per second. But well, let's say we have something in back of our mind. Okay, I think so. Like my traffic will be gonna double in next 3-4 months. So I want to have an idea. Okay, how my system will be when things will be around 40,000 concurrent heads, or like throughput will be like you want to see, okay, how system will perform when it's like hits will be doubled. So in that case, what you are doing is you are stressing your system. You have to stress your system. Okay, you are you will be injecting load beyond the system capabilities, and then you will list down the different metrics. Like you will assess, okay, how's the CPU was there when load was double the system capability, how was the memory, okay, how was the connection tools, how was the database connections, how was the threads performing. So this all you are assessing, making judgments when you have extend your system capability. So stress testing is basically you're testing your system by stressing it beyond the system capabilities. Okay. Next is our we can say endurance testing. Okay. So as the name suggests, endurance test is planned when like you are done with a good smoke test. You have performed initial dry test runs, when you ran a series of load test runs. Now you say, okay, my system is good enough with the defined criteria. Next, you perform stress testing to see, okay, how your system good at in terms of scalability, right? So afterwards comes endurance testing, like the one performance tester performs endurance testing to ensure, okay, like what will happen when your system will be up for a long time, because like that is not the case like a user comes and exits. Like in a real scenario, user comes, perform some transactions, wait, dedicate some time over there. He remains idle also. Okay, so there must be some memory footprints, some references of its connection, so n number of things related to a user, and then finally he performs some other transaction or make an exit. So to ensure these all things, okay, how system will be when it will be in use for a long time, to see, okay, some whether there are some leakages in relation to memory. Okay, you can check through endurance tests, like when the system is in a long period of time of execution. So you want to ensure, okay, there are no memory leakages, there are no you can say no loss of database connections, no loss of user connections. So you are ensuring like whenever your test is extended over a long period of execution, your system is good enough and is stable. Okay, so endurance is a long duration test plan to see your system stability when system is in use over a long period of time. So this is endurance test. So this is just like a similar load or stress test. Only thing is you have to extend that load test or stress test to a long period of time. You can see like usually endurances are planned around 6 to 7 hours. So your system dedicatedly, like your test setup is being load tested concurrently for a 6 hours or 7 hours window. And then at the end of test, you analyze, okay, how was the state of, you can say, of your system's memory, how was the CPU's perform, and how was the connections, database connections, threads. So at the end of test for you can say for a healthy system, you can say that system should be free from any such thing. Like say during the test, memory was 60%, CPU was 50 to 60%. A lot of connections was there. When your load test is around to end, like it's in ramp down phase, uh, so these things should started coming to a lower number. Okay, and then at the end of test or after the test, 1 hour or half an hour, your system should be free from any such thing. Like memory should be reclaimed like garbage collector. Your CPs should not be busy when like initially they were during the test. Okay, and n number of connections built. Connection should be released timely. So this indicates okay, your system is stable and can sustain over a long period of time. There are no such memory leakages or connection loose connections. Okay, so this is what we call endurance test. Now next is spike testing. Spike testing is like as the name suggests, like you can plan a test in which you can vary the load. Okay, like this kind of load is depend on these all things come from your product, your workload requirement. Okay, how your end users are accessing your product. Okay, so spec testing is basically planned when you want to inject a sudden burst concurrent user load. Okay, let's say for 2 hours you injected around 20,000 concurrent hits, right? And in next 1 hour you want it to a lower number, like say 5,000 concurrent hits. Again, you want to pop up with 20,000 or beyond system capability. So you can schedule for a 40,000 concurrent hits. So this varying load over a period of time, this is we call spike testing. Okay. So any queries till now? Okay. So I assume like it's going good. So next, we will discuss. Okay, like uh, different appropriate tools for performance testing, and definitely we will be covering like Jmeter in this session. Okay. So to perform performance testing, there are different number of tools available in the market. Like there are plenty of paid tools as well, and we also have open source tools. So paid tools have their own advantages, and open source tools have their own advantages, right? So performance testing is performed like there are different tools available. You can say, let's say, in paid tool we have loadrunner is there, right? You can have the license of like Jmeter is there up to 50 users. Jmeter offers you free services, but afterwards you need to have a premium services. Okay. So similarly, like Visual Studio VSTS is there, and like if now we come on to open source side, Jmeter is there. Jmeter is the most popular. Jmeter is the most popular open source tool so far in the market, and like it's very in comparison to different tools. Jmeter has updates, forums. It's like Jmeter having better functionalities and better features in comparison to other open source tools. Okay, like Jmeter is there. Jmeter offers you both interfaces. Like you can use it in a GUI fashion also. You can use it in non-GUI as well also. Okay. So next, other different tools I want to mention there is Getlink. Getlink is there, and Visual Studio VSTS, Bad Boy, and okay, Bad Boy, VSTS, Jmeter, Getlink, right? So these are the there are different others open source tools available, but I guess Jmeter is the best open source tool so far in the market to work on. Right? One called Load is also another paid tool available. So Jmeter, like current, get regular updates in comparison to other tools. So like I mentioned, Jmeter offers you a GUI interface and a non-GUI interface. Okay, and in Jmeter, like Jmeter is a Java application basically. It's 100% Java. So to whatever you feel like it's missing, so you can even like you can extend its capabilities if you're a like good developer or what. So you can develop different plugins for Jmeter using Java. Jmeter like supports different type of protocols, like it supports HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, LDAP, web services, right? And in JDBC, like you can load test database using Jmeter. That will help you in injecting different type of SQL queries, and you can then extract the reports. Okay, so Jmeter is a purely Java-based application, and it offers you different number of features. Okay, so like in the market, like I started like from around Jmeter 2.3, and now it's Jmeter 3.1. I can share you the screen. Right here is the screen. This as well. Okay, so basically Jmeter is a Apache product. So they also support like you whatever you feel okay you want to something have maybe this is to some internal error. So you can just click on help and then tap help. So you can get the anything you seeking in Jmeter. So you just need to tap on some node and then tap on help. So you can see the help content related to Jmeter. Okay. So it's simple. What you need to do is to download Jmeter. You need to go to Apache site. Just type the search here. So I guess only prerequisite for this is you need to have a Java enabled on your system. Okay. So here is your Apache Jmeter. From here you can download the Jmeter. Like always try to like I tried always with source download. So just tap on source download and you can put anything you want. So here they are indicating okay Jmeter 3.2 version is also out in the market. And let's say key I will suggest or I will sorry like I just saw your query right now. Yeah. So JDBC we can test like MS SQL Oracle DB. Okay. So what you need to do is you just need to have a you need to just create a JDBC driver. Okay. So that JDBC driver will connect your Jmeter to your database, and then you can query anything like you query in your SQL editor from Jmeter. Okay. Yes. So we will be covering this also, like how you can interact with database through Jmeter. So like this is very you can say Jmeter it's a very good feature of Jmeter, and most of guys are not aware. Okay, even you can load test your SQL queries also through Jmeter. So let's say on high level, I will show you how DBC can configure. I'm just uh, sharing it in brief. We will be covering it. Okay. So this is your JDBC config element. So here we will define all parameters. What is the database URL? What is the JDBC driver class, username, password? Okay. And here we will query the database. Okay. Yes. This hope this connects well, right? Like if we talk about Ashok, yes, I'm coming to your point. Like if you talk about different type of support, like it supports like what I have tested, like what I have done so far, like AngularJS, I'm not sure about, right? But it can record the like traffic related to HTTP, HTTPS, JDBC, web services, and number of things. You can even load test your Flask-based applications where AMF protocol is involved, right? So, but for certain functionalities, like in Flask, what we did, like it was not implicit that JMeter does everything for Flask-based applications recording. So what exactly happened when you are involved in Flash applications or Flash-based applications? The content is being encoded when a client requests or server sends. Everything is encoded in a format called action message format. That is the binary format, right? So what you need to do is like server sends a binary coded message. So client need to intercept it, and similarly when client sends it, it gets encoded in binary, right? So this process we called is serialization and deserialization. So for that thing to the client want to extract the client have to deserialize the response received from FlexBase servers, and similarly when the response request is being forwarded from client, so server have to understand that thing. So this all thing we do is called serialization, deserialization, and for this we have to write some code. Okay, so with that tweaking, like with doing those things, using there are elements available in Jmeter pre-processors and post-processors, then we can do this. Okay, implicit, you can Jmeter can just record your traffic, but you will not be able to make your request dynamic. Like every time user is coming, different users coming, your requests are not failing. Okay, so like in your query you mentioned AngularJS, so we need to check okay whether it can support, but I guess it can support, but like I said, we need to add some implicit support to different type of applications. Like in Flex, like I mentioned, in Flex-based applications, we have to write some additional code to handle those binary coded messages. Okay, so let's anything on mind, anyone's mind.
Yeah, actually, just I want to know. We have paid to load runner. Okay.
Okay.
Similarly, this is open source Jmeter. Exactly, whatever load runner supports, maybe can I assume all Jmeter also supports all the functionality? Or this is
I
too
yeah,
early,
yeah.
but just I am interested to know maybe.
Yeah, like you cannot, we cannot say like everything will be supported by JMeter, but like with the ongoing versions or coming JMeter, so more support, more functionality is being added in JMeter. But if you are comparing a open source tool to a paid tool, so there's always a difference. Like LoadRunner supports several type of protocols. Like LoadRunner even supports SAP protocol-based applications also. It supports socket-based applications also. So I think those things, those few things, are not supported by JMeter, but those are very specific. Okay, because a LoadRunner is a paid tool and it is designed for like everything of like anything, any type of application available in the market. Like the thing I mentioned related to flex-based application, right? So in LoadRunner, you need not to do anything related to coding. But in JMeter, yes, you need to have a AMF plugin. It's like what we did. Like initially, LoadRunner was being used and uh, was initially in use, but I guess the Roadrunner license got expired. So next we were on JMeter. So we tried to record flex-based traffic, but we were able to record it, but we were never able to replay it or play a scripts because everything was encoded and like traffic was being sent over the network in a binary coded format. So we were not able to set up the user session event. So what we did in Jmeter, we have to write additional code, right? But in loadrunner, we just have to record it and make our scripts dynamic and to display. So there are certain functionalities where Jmeter doesn't offer full support, or you need to write some additional code to have that thing. So obviously they are free tools, so they will be having some upper end. But yeah, your I guess Jmeter is well off to supporting your traffic such as HTTP, HTTPS, LDA, PFTP, JDBC, web services. Most of the job is being done by Jmeter using the flag-based applications, right? So this is the difference. Is Loadrunner do have things which are not available or not simply available in Jmeter. I hope this makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe in further classes I'll get to know things better.
Okay.
Actually, one more question.
Yeah.
As
Yes.
you mentioned, there is some scripting, some language we are using. I know what language we are using in Jmeter.
In Jmeter, this is flexibility available. You can code like in Java. You can code in Python. You can code in Groovy. Languages options is yours, and you can code in any language you want to have. Okay. So let's code.
Yeah, one more. So basically, as you mentioned, because JMeter supports there is a lot of plugins, am I right? So there is,
Yeah.
I saw there is a lot of quite number of plugins are there. So I mean, this part of training, whether all few of the plugins will be covered, or what is the idea?
Plugins, I will mention like JMeter plugins will be covered. Like plugins would plugins add uh, like in the recent versions, those plugins are I guess implicit available. Okay. Initially, we need to add different. Let's say we want to have some more flexibility and reports. Okay. So we need to add some jars related JMeter plugins or jar. So that adds different listeners capabilities. So to have more number of like different number of listeners, to have you can say like in scheduling threads with the additional plugins we can schedule threads in a better manner like you like when doing load runner like you define ramp up fashion, ramp down fashion. So these all things will be done with the help of plugin, and I guess we will be covering certain functionalities that are being added with the help of Jmeter plugins.
Okay. Fine. One more question, like for example, so here we are using the multiple parameters, the characteristics of the performance characteristics like RAM utilization and what is the throughput, and so many technical terms. I have some knowledge on that, but maybe will be covered more detail about that, how exactly and what is the throughput, and maybe how you are measuring and all, and that will be covered. I mean, more detail related to the performance testing.
Actually, the like performance testing will surround around like how you inject your load, how you control things in JMeter. Okay, but yeah, definitely like it like I have a like I will brief about. Okay, I will tell about like how things happen, like how you can measure like what's your CPU, what's your RAM during the load test. So those things will be like they are entirely like they are not a part of JMeter or something, right? They needs to be observed on Linux servers. Okay, I will tell you the ways. Okay, how you can do it. That's not a big deal. So those will be covered. That's not an issue. Okay.
why I asked this question is, as you mentioned now, serialization, because long back I heard once, but I don't know what is exactly that serialization. I understood a little, I mean, what you mentioned. So that is the reason I'm asking this question. Right?
Yeah. So serialization and deserializations, that was a very specific thing I mentioned about it. But like in our sessions, we will not be covering that serialization and deserialization thing. But like I mentioned, because to tell you the difference, okay, how they are different, like Jmeter or loadrunner, right? So we will be covering your different, like if we talk about SPLN content, we will be covering, okay, how you can record your traffic, right? How you can make your script dynamic so that for one user, for 10 users, for 100 users, you're able to script. How you can pass the parameters to the script, right? How you can control your workload, like how you want to enter the, how you want to step the users into the system, right? How like you can say how you can send a get request or so you send a post request, how you can see the results, load test results, how you can load test, right? These like different things related to JMeter we will be covering, okay, and like different functions available in JMeter that will be covering how we can how we can use JMeter in GUI and non-GUI mode. That we will be covering. Okay, so these all things will be covering, and like add on to it is I will share, okay, how you can monitor RAM, CPU, such different things.
For me, actually, currently we are using the same JMeter for our performance testing
Okay.
as you mentioned, like we are using REST-based application, so we are simulating around 150 users requests and all those things. That is what we are doing currently.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, my requirement is I'll let you know why I've joined in this training is like there is application. Okay, currently we are trying with only APIs. Whatever APIs are exposed, that APIs I am testing. But we want to test with a workflow kind of for our application. There is a multiple workflows. So that workflows I need to test with a JMeter. So that is what my main intention of joining this.
Okay. So, like workflow, what I understand you're referring is like how to control your once only login actions, and then you want to iterate something for a certain loops or time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please.
It's any healthcare-based application and work for healthcare industry. So, like
I didn't get you. Will you please come again?
yeah, I work for healthcare.
Okay.
I work for healthcare domain. So basically here we'll do some action. I mean log into the application and do some patient registration. Okay. Then come out. Then maybe one more time log into the application, do the discharge and come out of the application. Simple for our workflow. That is what I mean to say workflow. So, like that, there is a sequence of steps are there that I need to be automated. I mean, there is a workflow. It's not so simple, but it's a little complex workflows are there. So that is what I want.
Okay. Okay. So like I will be covering different controllers like that. Those control your logic. Okay. So I will be giving you few examples of different workflows, how you can like how you can build workflows in JMeter, right? So depending on understanding of those workflows, you can connect, okay, how you can use, okay, if such loop controller is there, you can use it, or if the once only controller is there. So we will be covering certain workflows also. Okay, so you need not to bother about it, right? Okay. So let's come back to Jmeter thing, like I was telling you how you can download it. So this is your Apache, Jmeter Apache or site. So you can download from here. Or I will suggest, like, if you're very new to Jmeter or just recently started, so go to your Jmeter archives area. Okay, here you can see old versions available in of Jmeter. Okay. So try to start doing your test or your like Jmeter work, performance testing work, scripting work with the older versions, because like on the old versions you will be able to get the support different, like uh, if you're facing some issues on older versions, so you will better be able to debug with the help of Google, right? With the recent versions, maybe you are encountering some issue, but that's maybe an actual issue in Jmeter that is already open. So you won't be able to get it, okay, how to resolve it. So I will always suggest to just start your download from here, okay. So once your Jmeter is downloaded, you have to just go to simply you need to extract it. It will be a zip file. You need to extract it, okay. So once you have extracted, so this this folder will be there, right? So now folder is there. You need to go to locate the bin directory as we do in Java. Okay. So here are two ways to access your JMeter. Like there is a executable jar file that will launch the JMeter. Okay. Or you can do the same thing with the help of batch file. Here's the batch file. Okay. So this is your JMeter folder. Okay. Bin folder is here. Here you can locate jar file that needs that required to launch JMeter. JMeter log file is also there. Like whatever you run, it's get logged in JMeter log type file. This is your log file. Whatever you run, you can locate in jmeter.log, right? Similarly, Jmeter server, I will be covering later, like when you need Jmeter server log. Okay, this is the Jmeter properties file. So we will be covering, okay, what different things we can do with these all files, right? So here is your now, like Jmeter started covering creating backups for your scripts automatically. Like whatever you are creating in your test plan, what you're creating scripts, there automatically backup will be there in this folder. Okay. So similarly, there is a lib folder where all your related different jars are placed, right? So this is like from today's session, I guess. Like we covered what is performance testing, why one need it, and different performance testing concepts. And next we covered, okay, what different, how we can do performance testing, right? So next we like uh, we just recently that, okay, from where we can download the JMeter and how we can launch it. Anything, any query from from this session?
Yeah, one more question I have related to performance.
Yes, yes, please.
Actually, threads are there. Just I need to little more in-depth details on that thread. How exactly? My understanding, if you increase number of threads, then can I say performance can be improved? That is some doubts I have. Maybe in the
No,
next
no.
subsequent sessions, maybe if you clarify all
Yes.
those things.
Uh, threads, increasing threads have nothing to do with your performance, right? Like we talk about Jmeter threads, the thread mentioned in Jmeter threads are just an indication how much, like how how many users you want in your system. Okay, let's say you want to do your load test with one user, two user, five user, 10 users. So making it to 100 or 50, 150, 200 will not increasing your performance. It will be increasing your load. Okay.
Sorry to disturb you. Actually, not JMeter threads I'm asking. In
Okay.
general, for every application will open number of threads and that is how the load will be distributed. That is what my understanding. But yeah, I don't know whether I am right. My understanding is right or not. So that's what. Yeah, JMeter also we have threads. That is nothing but users,
Yeah.
number of users. But in general, performance testing will call that one as more number of threads, and maybe if more number of threads are there, then there is a deadlocks, database
Exactly.
deadlocks. Yeah,
Exactly.
so
So,
that details actually.
okay, actually, those details. Okay. So, threads, if we talk about our container threads, like Tomcat threads or application threads. So, threads needs to be defined within a limit, right? Like lowering them or increasing them beyond the limit. Loading will like overhead your system. They will be requiring your threads will be going into waiting state. Okay, so having your threads in excess number can also be a problem for your system. They can also affect your performance. So getting your threads to a good defined configuration is necessary. Lowering them or increasing them will definitely affect your performance, but one cannot say that your performance will be increased if you assign 400, 500 threads instead of 100 threads. Okay, because you have a dedicated ports, you have a dedicated sockets. So request will be coming as per your defined ports and sockets. So if you have let's say you have just only 200 sockets, so what you will do by assigning to 10,000 threads, right? So it's a combination of threads, sockets, ports. So this is how things goes, right? So increasing them always will not increase the performance. Hope you got your answer.
Yeah, some extent, but yeah, I need some more clarification. Maybe yeah, maybe in further classes I'll ask similar questions.
Okay. So I guess we are done with today's sessions. Uh, okay. More any query?
Yeah, I have questions regarding classes. Whether the classes will be there at weekends, like Saturday and Sunday?
No, I guess classes will be the planned classes will be from Monday to Friday. Okay.
Okay, okay,
So I will intimate, okay, if I'm having bandwidth available. So I will be informing you guys. Okay.
okay,
So plan will be like Monday to Friday.
okay. How many days this training will be like continue
Okay. This training will I have planned it for 20 hours training for you. Okay.
Okay, 20 hours.
Yeah, 20 hours.
Okay. Um, so one more question is like the recordings will be available.
Yes, yes, yes. Those recordings will be available to you.
Like the see in the site currently the recordings those are old like old recordings. This
Okay.
whatever you are teaching now like you'll teach.
Exactly. I'm recording it. I'm recording it, and these recordings will be available.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So from like every day it will be 7 to 8, right?
7 to 8.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So we can end this session here, right? Okay. Have a good day. Have a good day. Let's.
One more question. Sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
get your name. Sorry, I missed you first. Few minutes. Your good
Hello.
name, please.
My good name, Madan.
Madan.
Ashish. Yeah, you can call me Ashish or Madan.
Okay, Ashish, because I have to catch my schedule at 8 o'clock, 8, 5 or 8:10. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe we'll close before 8 o'clock or that's just
Okay.
maybe.
I can close it. No issues. Okay.
Yeah, if you want, you can extend, but maybe I'll go in middle.
Okay. Okay. No issues. No issues.
Thanks.
Okay. Thanks. Have a good day, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.